How's it going, everybody? So as you can see, playing in the top corner right now, this is the preview of the new Gigantamax forms that we saw just the other day. I think it was like 2 days ago, and we saw some pretty interesting forms. We saw like a Pikachu from Let's Go Pikachu, Eevees that you can get for Let's Go Eevee, and Charizard, of course, with I think also Butterfree. I might be missing one. Oh yeah, the big long cat Meowth. So I think these Gigantamaxes are cool. I am a little disappointed that they're just Kanto Pokemon. Those of you that know me know I'm not a huge fan of Kanto, but I still think that one of these in particular have a really good spot to play in maybe the upcoming metagame for Sword and Shield starting in January. And I wanted to kind of look over it, and I thought I'd make a video about it and kind of look at what maybe you could use to counter or maybe check, or even how to use the best Gigantamax form that I saw, which was Gigantamax Butterfree. So Gigantamax Butterfree has an absolutely insane ability with its Gigantamax form. So let's see if we can find it. Yeah, right here. Its scales release a blinding light. Its most notable feature is its blinding wings, which have grown to gigantic proportions. The light from its wings, from its scales, can inflict paralysis, poisoning, or even sleep on its opponents. These scales are Butterfree's most effective weapons. So, just from reading that, to me that says that like this has 100% chance to either paralyze, poison, or sleep, which is absolutely insane. Like, that is such a broken, I feel like that is such a strong ability to be able to hit spread damage and either put the entire team to sleep, paralyze, or poison it. Like, I feel like that is such a good move. And now if this is legal in VGC, I think it's really going to be something that you'll see a lot because it's so strong. I could see people using it maybe with a Focus Sash, and maybe using it as a utility / Gigantamax like status annoyer with Rage Powder before Gigantamax is letting you set up, maybe that has that option to do that, to sort of a double roll. But I also think I'll probably see people, and this is just what I think we're going to see with the upcoming meta, is with it being such a strong move to inflict status, I think you're going to see probably a lot of Choice Scarf Butterfree Gigantamax, because we know you don't have to hold an item to Gigantamax. So I think people will put Choice Scarf on it, which will make it a lot faster. And then I think something that could be fun to see would be a Hex team. So if you don't know what Hex does, basically it's a move that does like double damage if the opponent is statused. If I believe, we can double check it on Showdown right now. Let's look at Hex. So let's just click on something that has Hex. Yeah, power doubles if the target has a status element. So you could pair Butterfree with a fast Pokemon, strong glass cannon Pokemon that has a lot of special attack and uses Hex. So Butterfree will use its Gigantamax moves, its blinding light or whatever they call it, status the other team 100% of the time, one of those statuses, and then you use your other partner to just Hex and just do so much damage to these statused Pokemon. Like, it just seems like it would be so strong to use these statuses and Hex together to just really just wreak havoc. And if the opponent gets put asleep, they're in trouble. If they get paralyzed, they have like a 1 out of 3 chance to not move. Like, and if they get poisoned, that's not the worst, but still Hex is gonna work. So I just feel like that could be a strong combo. You could see, I don't know if there's really anything too strong yet that we know of this is the dex, the Galar dex on Cerebi. Ninetales gets Hex. So Gengar gets Hex. Really strong special attack. You could put the Focus Sash on Gengar, the Choice Scarf on Butterfree, and then Blinding Light Hex. And I think that would be such a strong. It's stab, double damage. So it would be a what is it? A 65 base power move. It would be a 130 base power ghost move, stab with Gengar. And you're gonna tell me that's not strong? That's incredibly strong. I think he's the only other one that really gets it that would do something. Maybe Espeon, but it's not stab. Yeah, that's okay. I think, like, we don't know everything that's in the decks yet, but I think Gengar plus Choice Scarf Gigantamax Butterfree would be really strong. I think we'll see it a lot more in the meta than maybe we probably realize if it's legal. Now, it all is on that contingent of if this is legal in VGC. I just don't know why people wouldn't try to run it at least a little bit. I just feel like it's such a good strategy, whether you're using it as a double utility, Rage Powder Gigantamax, or just like Choice Scarf Gigantamax Hex spam. I just feel like that could be really strong. Now, the one thing that I was like, you know, I saw a picture that was like making fun of kind of like Avatar: The Last Airbender, where it was like everything was fine until like Gigantamax, like the 4 nations lived in harmony until Gigantamax Butterfree attacked, you know, and then Tapu Fini, the master of misty terrain, when we needed it most, you know, vanished. It's like this would be an irrelevant Pokemon if the Tapus are still in the game, but I don't think they will be. So what is your next best option to kind of check / you know, counter Butterfree? And I was doing some research, and pretty much any fairy any fairy Dynamaxed move causes misty terrain. So I think if we see a lot of Butterfree rise up in the meta, we're gonna see maybe a lot of like Gardevoir, maybe Choice Scarf Gardevoir to combat it if it is the Choice Scarf variant, if that's what people end up running. I could see people running maybe like any fairy type, really, just something that's a fairy type, maybe with Lumberry. You know, you can protect Dynamax, use your fairy Dynamax move to cause misty terrain, and then that would stop. It's like, yeah, like you got Clefable in here that could do that. You have, I think you have Gardevoir and Gallade. You have Sylveon that could do that. Sylveon might actually be pretty good. A Lumberry Sylveon that Gigantamaxes with Fairy, that might actually be really good. Togekiss could do it. Now, I think most of these Pokemon are faster than regular Butterfree. So if they don't run Choice Scarf, then these guys could just literally run whatever they want as long as they're faster than Butterfree. Yeah, you got the Gallade, Gardevoir. And some of these learn fairy moves that aren't even fairy type. So, I mean, all you need is a fairy move for it to work. Yeah. And so I think we'll see a lot of that. I think we'll see a lot of misty terrain, fairy Dynamax moves to help combat the status that's going to be going on. Because it's not just Butterfree that does a lot of status. There's a lot of other Dynamax moves and Gigantamax moves that do status. But I would see that if people don't want to run a Dynamax, Safeguard is going to be your best friend if you want to stop Butterfree from bulldozing and just putting everything to sleep, paralyzing everything and poisoning everything. Safeguard. And if that's the case, then like I was saying before, throw a Lumberry on something that can take a hit and maybe isn't like super slow, you know, because you know if you're pairing Butterfree with a Hex Gengar, it's probably gonna have Sludge Bomb, and so you know you want it to be able to take, you know, those moves and be able to put up a Safeguard to protect your team. There's a lot of Pokemon that learn Safeguard. It's a very, very common move. I'm assuming if Charizard's in the game, that we're gonna have Venusaur in the game. Venusaur gets it, Clefable gets it, Ninetales gets it. These are all in the game. I could maybe Safeguard Arcanine could make like a weird like appearance, you know. And there's quite a few. Lapras is in the game, I think we're pretty sure, so it can learn it. Like I said, the Togepi line can learn it. There's lots of Pokemon. Gardevoir can learn it. Claydol, yeah. So it's a pretty common move for people to have. Not people, for Pokemon to learn. And so if it's something that you are going to be facing, that maybe you want to think about putting a Safeguard Mon on your team if you're not using a Dynamax Fairy move. But out of all the Dynamax Pokemon we've seen so far, Butterfree's the one that's worried me the most because of how just disruptive it could be, playing off the status, and you know, you can get a double sleep. So I just wanted to talk about I just wanted to like get my thoughts out there about like how Butterfree could be just insanely strong and like what you could pair it with. I honestly, like, if it is legal, I know that one of the first teams I'll probably build is a Scarf Dynamax Butterfree with Hex. Either Focus Sash or maybe some boosting item like Life Orb, Gengar. I think those would be really good Pokemon to use. And if people aren't using Safeguard that much, which I don't know why you wouldn't be if this thing was legal, then I feel like that will be a strong combo. But yeah, we don't know its stats. We don't know if it's going to get any buffs, so I can't say for sure if it's going to be faster, if you'll even need the Choice Scarf, or if it's going to have a special attack buff or nerf, or what it's going to be. We're kind of up in the air right now about how Dynamax and Gigantamax works, besides just making it bigger and in some cases changing the Pokemon. But I thought it was a cool mon. I'm just gonna go ahead and end the video here. I think I got all my thoughts out as I was like thinking about it. I'm just trying to prepare mentally for the upcoming season, and also trying to let you guys, whether you're new or not, an idea of maybe what we could see in the upcoming future. But thanks for watching, guys. If you like what you saw, like and subscribe. I'm planning to do this a little bit more for each of the new Pokemon as we get more information on them and if they could be good or not. But yeah, I don't know. I think this thing could be really good, guys, for sure. Better watch out for it.